So good day, sir. I am Jessa R. Sotillo, together with my colleagues Junmar Cabrera, Sugar Ray Sarad, Sayre Alston Fritz Garner, and Carmela G. Torres. So for today, we will going to present our chosen topic, which is the Philippine Clean Water Act of 2004, or commonly known as the Republic Act number 9275. So why we chose this topic? So we chose this topic because Clean Water Act is very dominant or important in all aspects. Clean water is very vital to our health, not just to our health but also to communities and to economies. We need clean water upstreams to have healthy waters downstreams. The health of rivers, lakes, bays, and coastal waters depends on the streams and wetlands where they begin. We people depend on clean water for our health, and our cherished way of life depends on clean water. Healthy ecosystems provide wildlife habitat and places to fish, swim, surf, and paddle. Our economy also depends on clean water, like farming, manufacturing, tourism, recreation, energy production, and other economic sectors need clean water to function and flourish.
Let's start with a question. Why to conserve Republic Act 9275, or also known as Philippine Clean Water Act of 2004? Before I go deeper about this law, I have here a pictures. As you can see in the pictures, these are the situation of our rivers back then and now. We all know that Philippines is one of the most beautiful country in the world. We are known for having beautiful attraction, places, and bodies of water. But sad to say, Philippines is also one of the most polluted water in the world. And one example of it is Pasig River, which ranked 8th place in the most polluted river around the world. Also, Philippines is the third largest contributor of plastic waste with an estimated of 0.75 million metric tons of plastic entering in our ocean. That is why we need this kind of law as it affects the marine environment. The rationale of this law, Philippine Clean Water Act of 2004, or also known as Republic Act 9275, an act providing for a comprehensive water quality management and for other purposes, signed by President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo on March 22, 2004, and took effect on May 6, 2004, with the implementing rules and regulation, or IRR, contained in the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or DENR, under the Administrative Order number 2005 to 10. Purpose: the Clean Water Act aims to prevent, reduce, and eliminate pollution in the nation's water in order to restore and maintain the chemical, physical, and biological integrity of the nation's water. This act provides for the abatement and control of pollution from land-based sources and lays down water quality standards and regulation. The act shall apply to water quality management in all water bodies, including fresh, brackish, and marine waters. Section 2, Declaration of Policy. The state shall pursue a policy of economic growth in a manner consistent with the protection, preservation, and revival of the quality of our fresh, brackish, and marine waters. To achieve this end, the framework for sustainable development shall be pursued. As such, it shall be the policy of the state to streamline processes and procedures in the prevention, control, and abatement of pollution of the country's water resources, to promote environmental strategies, use of appropriate economic instrument, and of control mechanisms for the protection of water resources, to formulate a holistic national program of water quality management that recognizes that water quality management issues cannot be separated from concerns about water sources and ecological protection, water supply, public health, and quality of life. To formulate an integrated water quality management framework through proper delegation and effective coordination of functions and activities. To promote commercial and industrial processes and products that are environment friendly and energy efficient.
F. To encourage cooperation and self-regulation among citizens and industries through the application of incentives and market-based instruments, and to promote the role of private industrial enterprises in shaping its regulatory profile within the acceptable boundaries of public health and environment. G. To provide for a comprehensive management program for water pollution focusing on pollution prevention. H. To promote public information and education and to encourage the participation of an informed and active public in water quality management and monitoring. I. To formulate and enforce a system of accountability for short and long-term adverse environment impact of a project, program, or activity. And J. To encourage civil society and other sectors, particularly labor, the academic and business undertaking environment, related activities in the efforts to organize, educate, and motivate the people in addressing pertinent environment issues and problems at the local levels. Next is what to conserve. So it tackles on what are the things to conserve in this act and why are these important to conserve. So first and foremost, we need to conserve the energy needed to treat and distribute water. So what are this energy that needs to conserve? It's the renewable energy. The water itself needs to conserve from its origin for the continuous distribution of water from any bodies of water and also the distribution of water into our homes. Second is to preserve and conserve wetlands and aquifer recharge zones. We all know that aquifer is the layer of water-bearing rock located underground that transmits water in sufficient quantity to supply pumping wells or springs. And wetlands are also important as it contributes to the protection or to the movement of water quality of any impaired water. So these two are very important as it enhances and improves the quality of water. So the third one is treatment plants. So these treatment plants or wastewater plants can help to mitigate clean wastewater that would be discharged into streams or to different bodies of water. And by this, it can help clean sewage and water so that they can be returned into the environment, and this treatment plant will remove solid pollutants. Hence, this is quite expensive, but it's really helpful. That is why it needs to conserve or mitigate.
I'm Alston Fitzgarner A. Sire, where to conserve water in the constitutional territory in the Philippines, like Manila Bay, Pasig River, Taal Lake, and other lakes, rivers, and bay in the Philippines. And since this is an act, it focuses on enhancing and improving the water quality.
So the next topic is we should conserve the Clean Water Act. Philippine Clean Water Act pursue a policy of economic growth in a manner consistent with the protection, preservation, and revival of the quality of fresh, brackish, and marine waters. The department and the LGUs in coordination with the appropriate government agencies and in consultation with the business and industrial sectors including commerce shall formulate appropriate incentives for the adoption procedure that will preserve and protect our water bodies. The Philippines is blessed with water resources which have played a significant role in its development. The success of the CWA depends on its implementation and on each individual's effort to protect these water resources.
I am Carmela Torres, and I am going to share with you on how to conserve water. So one of the strategies in water conservation is rainwater harvesting. Digging ponds, lakes, canals, expanding the water reservoir, and installing rainwater catching ducts and filtration systems on homes are different methods of harvesting rainwater. Use rainwater harvesting techniques. How to save water. So these are the 10 tips for saving water around the home, where the majority of household water use comes from our toilets, washing machines, showers, bath, faucets, and leaks. But what you can do to save water is fairly simple. These ways, remedies, procedures, or methods, strategies, and water-saving tips will put you to the path to conserve water in your household. Number 1. Put a brick in your toilet's water tank. You flush an average of 20 gallons of water a day down to the toilet. If you don't have high-efficiency toilet, try filling your tank with something that will displace some of that water, such as a brick. Number 2. Use the right amount of water for each load of laundry. Typically, 15 to 40% of indoor home water use comes from doing laundry. Save water by making sure to adjust the settings on your machine to the proper load size. Pick your washing machine wisely. When considering top load versus front load washers, front loading washing machines generally use less water. Number 3. Water plants wisely. Water your lawn or garden early in the morning or late in the evening so the water lasts and it is not immediately evaporated by the hot sun. Water the plants in the playground with a watering can and not from the water hose. Number 4. Install a low-flow shower head. With a low-flow shower head, you can save 15 gallons of water during a 10-minute shower. Use good old soap instead of shower gels for bathing. Gels require extra water to rinse it off. Number 5. Lining canals help reduce water loss. We should treat waste from factories before releasing it into water. Number 6. Check for and repair leaks. An average of 10,000 gallons of water is wasted every year due to household leaks. One of the most effective ways to cut your water footprint is to repair leaky faucets and toilets. Number 7. Use a dishwasher. Dishwashing accounts for less than 2% of indoor water use, but using a machine is actually more water efficient than hand washing, especially if you run full of loads. Energy Star dishwashers save about 1,600 gallons of water over its lifetime of use. When doing dishes by hand, don't let the water running from the top. Number 8. Turn off the water. Teach your whole household to turn off the faucet while brushing teeth or shaving. Every little bit of water conservation helps. Number 9. Defrost food in the fridge. Instead of running frozen foods under hot water from the faucet, build in time to let them defrost in the refrigerator. The 10th and the last one is manage outdoor water use. Don't forget about water conservation outside as well. Equip all hoses with shut-off nozzles, which can prevent hose leaks.